All right, we are recording on Monday, March 3rd, talking about Champions League for this week. I got a couple days of Champions League for Tuesday and Wednesday. That would be the 4th and 5th if you're good at math. So let's dive right in. We got a number of picks. Before we do, actually, don't forget, we did a little pop-up show recording as well where we're giving you some NHL, college basketball, and golf picks over on the other episode this week. So go check that out. I know I'm excited for some Champions League this week, right during the working hours. What a nice little break.
How convenient.
From the workday. So yeah, really excited about that. If y'all had to each pick a game before we dive in that you're most excited about, name it.
It's tough. I'm going to go Real Madrid, Athletico Madrid.
Same.
I mean, that's a huge rivalry match.
Yep.
We have another rivalry match with Bayern Munich and Leverkusen, which I like that as well. So it's kind of fun.
Same.
Yeah, the same.
Nothing else.
All right. Stefan, let's kick it off with you, and I'll kick it off with a question of: do you have any kind of back and forth with yourself on this PSV versus Arsenal game as a Dutch pseudo PSV fan and an Arsenal fan? Like, what are you feeling right now?
These are my two teams. Typically, when it comes to Champions League, I'll root for, if it's like two teams that I like, whoever I think can win it. I don't think either of these teams can win it. Arsenal probably has a better chance. So probably Arsenal. I also think they need the money more than PSV does. Like, this is like the round of 16. So the further you advance, obviously, the more profitable it becomes. So I think for Arsenal it'd be cool. PSV, I love them, but they're already kind of punching above their weight, beating Juventus to get here, which, is very impressive.
Yep. Absolutely. Well, why don't you give us your pick for this game?
Yeah, so I kind of teased this last week when we were recording. I was like, hey, until further notice, Arsenal, unders. So we're going to play PSV Arsenal under 2.5 goals. Here's my only fear. PSV has been leaking goals like crazy in the Eredivisie. They just gave up 3 to Go Ahead Eagles, which is one of the coolest soccer team names.
That's pretty rad.
There is. And they wear like red and yellow striped jerseys. So they're super cool. Go Ahead Eagles. Anyway, they lost to them twice in the last week. They lost to them in the Dutch Cup, which is like the FA Cup, and then they lost to them in league play as well. So they're struggling. So I could see Arsenal getting 2 goals and making this kind of sweaty. But PSV's been struggling, like I mentioned. And I don't think their attack with because they still play Luke de Jong, who's like my age, so old. He is like 6'8", which helps, but still. So I just think PSV struggles to score. Arsenal, we've talked about, they don't have a true out and out striker. So I just see this game kind of being cagey and tough. That usually happens in these first home, especially when it's a home underdog for the first leg. I think Arsenal could squeak out a 1-0 win. I'm also going to take Arsenal, separate bet. So under 2.5 is my first one. I'm also going to do a little parlay here. We're going to take Arsenal on the double chance. So we're just going to bet them to win or draw. And then we're going to parlay that with Aston Villa, who I like and who, am I still there? I see I'm like having connectivity issues.
Yep, I got you. You sound
we hear
great.
You. We don't see, but we hear you.
Hey, many would say that's the best case scenario, but we're going to take Aston Villa on the double chance. Club Brugge or Bruges is a pretty good squad. I think people will be surprised that they hang around, that they're even in this. But I think Aston Villa won't lose. So we're going to parlay Aston Villa on the double chance, Arsenal on the double chance, and we get that at -125.
Yeah, man, nice. Two Premier League teams there. On the double chance. Villa is sitting here, man. I'm gonna be honest. Until like it was a couple months ago, I forgot that Aston Villa even made the Champions League. So I'm a bad soccer fan. I've caught up since then, but like it's pretty wild. The team that like essentially like was relegated not too long ago came back up and then made the Champions League, and now they're sitting here. So
they just signed like Marcus Rashford and stuff.
Yep.
Like they're in.
Yep, they've really made that push since coming back up. So good for them. All right, let's talk about the game that you both are most excited for, and therefore I am also most excited for. This isn't a Clasico. This is what they call it. They have a name for this one. Real Madrid Atletico. We don't know. Anyone know Spanish? All right, it's a big Spanish soccer game. So
big Spanish game.
The Madrid big one.
Spanish game muy grande. All right. Why don't you kick us off? What's your pick? I think Mike, this is you.
Yeah, this is me. Game of the week. I'm taking both teams to score at -130. These teams in this big, rivalry, they play each other quite a bit. So we have a lot of history of what this game looks like. And you'd have to go back 10 matches to get to where both teams didn't score. So they're coming in both in great form, sitting at number 2 and number 3 on the table in La Liga, and each with a goal differential of +27 and +30. So you've got two teams coming in who like to score goals in great form, with great history between the two. And as the great historian himself said last week in Shador Sanders, history repeats itself. So it's going to happen again. I like it. Give it to me at -130.
It's called the El Derby Madrileno.
Perfect. I know exactly what that means.
Top-notch pronunciation too.
Yeah. I kind of like a Julian Alvarez anytime goal opportunity for Athletico. He's been super good. We mentioned him a couple of weeks ago on the show. I like this bet, Mikey. I like this bet a lot.
Love it. I'm going to move on as well. Yeah. And I've got a little parlay of Dortmund to advance plus Liverpool on the double chance at +155. Steve talked last week about how Dortmund, they're coming back to life a little bit, and they're really starting to click at the right time. They've got the leading goal scorer in the Champions League right now, and Serhou Guirassy. And they're out of the race for the Bundesliga title. So this is kind of like the one thing left for them to keep fighting for. So I think they're coming in with a ton of motivation. Lille, I do think they are, Steve, you mentioned earlier before we hopped on, I do think they are a better team than most people are giving them credit for. But I think they're just a little outmatched here, as well as Dortmund has been clicking. Lille's dropped 3 of their last 6 across all league play. So I think Dortmund's just clicking at the right time here. And then Liverpool versus PSG. PSG is coming in hot, but like you said it a minute ago, again, like they're kind of punching above their class just to get to this point. And Liverpool is just playing so damn good right now. 13 more goals in the Premier League than anybody else there on the table. So I just think they're outmatched. And I'm going to take them as well as a separate bet on the money line at +180. But just adding the double chance here on this parlay just to get a little safety net in case things do go a little unpredictable at +155. Felt too hard pass up. Great value there. So, and yeah, those are mine.
Speaking of Liverpool, as pretty much the main team I'm paying attention to as a Liverpool fan, Stefan, tell us why you are going to take Liverpool just in the 90 minutes on the road.
Well, that's actually Mikey's pick as well. I do support it. I do fully support it. Although PSG's been playing well too. I do have one last play that's also on Wednesday. So Liverpool plays Wednesday. Also CONCACAF star Jonathan David from Canada. He is the main striker for Lille, who Dortmund are playing. So a fun reason to watch that game. Get on this Dortmund to advance, but also just watch him play. But no, Feyenoord are hosting Inter Milan. Feyenoord are another Eredivisie team, a team from the Netherlands. They're based in Rotterdam. New coach Robin van Persie, very exciting stuff. But they got lucky to beat AC Milan to get here. Red card helped them out. Inter Milan is the best team, arguably, in Serie A. They're the best Italian club. And I just can't imagine a world where Feyenoord keeps us even close. So we're going to take Inter Milan on the money line and over 1.5 goals at -125. The part that scares me the most in this is maybe the 1.5 goals, because Italian football, they know they're going to be at home. They might want to get that 1-0 and then park the bus. I don't think that happens. I think Feyenoord plays a pretty expansive style of football. So I think we see some goals. So I'm going to ride with it. Milan on the money line and over 1.5.
Lovely. Lovely. All right. Are we missing any picks?
No, that's
before I move on. All right.
Congrats. You made it 2 shows tonight and you did not skip me once.
I feel so proud of myself. My ADHD has subsided for 2 episodes. Don't worry, it'll be back, everyone. All right.
I will say Barcelona at -120 is awful tempting against Benfica. Benfica have been good, but Barcelona won every game they played in February and have not lost since December. So it's hard not to take them, but Benfica, man, they can be tricky. So I don't have it as a show bet, but
be spicy, but you like it. All right. Well, you made it to the part of the show where we just run things down for you real quick. We will summarize our picks for you for the Champions League happening on Tuesday and Wednesday this week. So make sure to tune into those. Before we get into that, don't forget to follow us on all the socials, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube especially. Go like the show, subscribe, share with your friends. Go follow us wherever you get your podcasts. Do all the same things, all the good things. And we'll dive into our picks here. Stefan, why don't you kick us off with your Champions League picks for this week?
Yep, we're going to go PSV Arsenal under 2.5 goals at -120. Then we're going to take a parlay of Arsenal on the double chance with Aston Villa on the double chance. And I am going to finish it out with Inter Milan on the money line and over 1.5 goals versus Feyenoord.
I'm going to take Real Madrid versus Athletico Madrid, both teams to score. Also going to take a parlay of Dortmund to advance with Liverpool on the double chance, and going to also take Liverpool on the money line at +180.
That is it. We'll be back at you with some picks for this weekend, and we will talk to y'all later.